Hi, everybody. Stephen the Media.
Hi, everybody. Coach Elex.
We're here. I was going to say we're here. We're queer, right? We're here.
True.
We're queer.
That rings true.
We're everywhere.
Where's everyone?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know where everybody is, but come on
my end.
Listen, it's Wednesday, right before 5 o'clock. So you got to get with the program. So, hey, there's our...
Who's there?
Mr. Paul.
Oh, Paul, the official Stephen the Medium writer.
Yes.
Reporter.
The magazine, exactly, reporter and writer. But the magazine that I posted on both my Stephen the Medium and my regular page, Mr. Kandarian was the person who did that interview. So, and I know it's incredible. And Paul, I keep getting...
and he did mine too.
Yeah, and I keep
Not
getting...
Not just about you know.
I keep getting so many compliments on it. So, Heidi's here. Heidi, you really listen to me, right? Heidi, I'm going to have to check out this date. Did you hear that Heidi was on a date?
Heidi?
Yeah, she was on a date.
Heidi who? Heidi who? Heidi ho.
He's just making a song with your name, Heidi. Heidi, who is in with us every single week that I've never met, and hopefully I will someday. Hey, Kelly and Abby, how you doing?
How you doing?
Heidi, we got to hear about this date because I like the comment. Don't ask. She said, I'm on a date, but don't ask. That didn't sound too good, Heidi, but you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was like a fantastic date. But I'm so glad that you guys are coming in and we get to say hi and do the show. What are you laughing at?
What's going on with your hair?
Why?
Because it's like...
What do you mean?
It's like really well done today.
As opposed to it's usually rare or medium done? What do you mean?
No.
AJ, how are you? Kathy, how are you? Betty, how are you? Thanks. Eric, I'm faithful.
Who's Eric?
I don't know. Heidi, what are you doing to us here?
Heidi, who's Eric?
Eric?
You better not be calling
That's
me
a
Eric.
second date, maybe. AJ, we're good. Apparently, AJ, there's something wrong with my hair. That's what Elix wants to start off with. So, apparently.
I didn't say this.
I am getting my hair cut tomorrow.
Sue Wright is here. Sue, we miss you.
I don't see Sue.
I see her. She's here. She's in my watch party.
Sue, we miss you so much.
Oh, there she
Karen,
is.
I don't see.
Just say hi.
Hi,
She's
Sue.
Here. I'm not going to explain this again.
Hi, Sue. And hi, Karen.
Sue, we miss you.
Yes, we do. We haven't seen you, Sue, in a long time. So we had a fantastic time in Maine, right?
Oh, Maine was amazing.
We left Thursday morning right after the show, and we went up to Sedgwick, which is like 5 hours away on the East Coast, near Deer Island, and it is
Bar Harbor.
Yeah,
most people.
Yeah, it's a cabin that a very, very good friend Pam owns, and
Pam and Bill.
Yeah, and it is on a lake, and it is 18 acres of land and just woods. And
there's nothing. If something ever happened to us,
did you see on YouTube or my Facebook page? I posted the deer. It was a family of deer that was the coolest thing to wake up to in the morning. This one was sound asleep in La La Land. Had no idea they were deer, and as I was having this.
Well, that's because I would get up early in the morning to help you take the boys out, and then after that I would go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Because
I had to do everything.
Because also what he's not telling you,
everything.
What he's not telling you is that there were 5 of us on a full bed, 2 of us and 3 chins. So sleeping quarters were very tight. Yeah. So as soon as they all got up, I needed my space.
Yeah. So when you go from a king size bed, right, and you've got 2 adults and 3 Japanese chins, you're good, right? You switch that to a full, not even a queen, but a full, I guess it could have been worse. It could have been a twin. It is cramped. However, it was worth it going up there and spending that time there. It was pretty incredible.
Amazing. By the way, Jill McTaggart from Jill Mag Photography, who did our headshots
for the magazine.
Yeah. And she's here watching, and Jill, we are coming to the North Shore.
Yes, Jill knows. She already shared my stuff. So, Rosetta!
Those of you who are in the North Shore, we need you to spread the word.
Yes.
Because Stephen the Medium...
As he looks just spreading his spit all over me.
In this time, we're doing a meet and greet
Yes.
So those of you who get to meet and greet, will get to get a picture
And something special that I have never done in a reading, which includes the audience. So I'll just end it at that because I've never done this.
It's a surprise.
It is a surprise.
Yes.
So it's a surprise, and it's connected to spirit, and it's something that in my group readings I've never done, and to my knowledge, I don't think I've ever seen it done with a medium. So
That's why we're not saying anything.
So if you can get to Saugus, which it's the Everett Saugus Elks Club, and it's going to be November 8th, which is a Friday night, 7 to 9. It's going to be phenomenal, and tickets are already. I just posted it today, and
sale.
tickets are already tickets are already being sold. So
What's the
Sue?
Do you know the ticket price?
Well, it's all on my website,
Oh, okay.
StephenTheMedium.com. So just go there and you can get just regular tickets, or if you want a meet and greet, you can get tickets. So it's the regular tickets are $40. So, and I think I'm going to actually have my CD by then. So that could be possibility that I can have that for sale if people want it. So,
There you
which
go.
is terrific.
Why would they not want it?
Well, no, it's a great CD. Yeah, it is.
absolutely.
It's really good, and I haven't seen it yet, but from what I did see, Heidi, thank you. Yeah, the magazine was terrific. What I did see, it's pretty good. So where's more hearts? How come this isn't moving?
Well, we need. Well, that's because
What time is
there's,
it?
there's not a lot of comments. 4:58. So we have a few minutes. What time do we have to be in? The
Holly's
studio?
here.
Hey, Holly.
That's good.
There you go.
He
Hearts.
said 5 past, but
Hearts, share, do
Yes,
a watch party.
Share.
Whatever you got to do, this is really, really important. But we love the hearts, and share. Watch party if you can, because this is how we spread the love.
So there's 2 things I want to talk about that I'll say on air when we get there is. One of the things I was thinking about when I'm doing my class, I'm teaching my class, it's already halfway over, which is crazy, but it's such great group of people there. And I always emphasize every single class that, when these students are going to, if they already have, or, they're going to start doing readings, whether it's tarot cards, whether it's just soul mediumship, it doesn't matter. I always tell them that they have to, or even if they're doing it with themselves, they just want to have questions for themselves and they have their tarot cards, whatever, that to set the intention to get the best reading, the intention to get the best answer, the intention to be the most connected. And I always tell the students, and I did that when I taught it the first time in February about intention, how important it is. And then I started thinking this morning about it's intention is so key, because I see it different. If I don't do an intention before I do a reading, the reading is good, but it's not amazing as if I say and set the intention. Yeah, I set
amazing.
the intention and actually use that word intention. But you know what? I was just thinking that that's something that has to be done every single day, because it's sort of like your work order to the universe every single morning. So, I need to clarify that in my next class, is just to tell my students that it's not just about doing a reading, it's just every single day you should wake up and do the intention, right? Because that really is your work order to the universe.
But what you're saying, though, it's an intention. This is something that we all should be doing.
Right.
Whether they're taking your class, they're into medium.
Every day.
Everyone should have an intention. Every morning, you should say, my intention for the day is, so that you can then tell it to the universe and have it be manifested.
Yeah, exactly. So, like a work order. And it's so true that if you wake up thinking, this is going to be a crappy day, or I have no money to do this, that's exactly what you're going to get. And once you fall into that victim kind of place, then you might as well just give your power to your next door neighbor, because you don't have it anymore once you become the victim. So
my mentor Judith Glazer used to say, words create worlds. Whatever you speak is what you get. So we have to be very in tune and aware of our words. But
you know what also creates big hair is big brushes, because I can't stop looking at my hair. I used a big brush and I was blow drying it, and big brushes create big hair. See how I told you last week? You learn so much in these Facebook sessions, right? That's why you need to show up, is to learn stuff,
Okay,
right?
we gotta go.
You know.
On that
note,
note,
and also just one last note. What happened to the E? I was thinking of this on the ride here. In grades, why is there an A, B, C, D, and then F? Like, why isn't E and F? What happened? Why was E left out?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Like grade-wise, if you get an A, you do really well, right? B, C, D. But why is F the worst? F is failing. Is it just because F is failing? I mean, E could be, I don't know, a word connected to E that's failing.
So last week we talked about baby pigeons. Today we talked about the grading system. This is what life with Steven looks like, people.
Well, why is
All
it
right,
called
we
quicksand?
gotta go. We gotta
quicksand
go.
is slow. Why is it called quicksand? I don't get that either. But all
okay,
right.
let's move along because otherwise it's we are gonna be talking about nothing. Another Seinfeld episode. 508-222-1320. The lines will open very, very soon. So if you haven't called, this is the time to call.
Look, that's not your jacket, is it? Oh, it is.
Most schools, it's one or two. Our school, it's almost every college you can think of here. You can tell everybody's coming out.
Okay, so here we are.
Everybody's something.
Here we are. Wasn't that a Gloria Stefan song? Right?
I don't know.
Right?
Here's the magazine.
I brought my magazine so I could show Mark, the producer of the show, and to show the guys in the back so they could see it too, because not only is it a great article, but I also reference this radio station. So I wanted to show the guys back there, and Jim, the manager, and Dave and Austin, that I actually had the radio station quoted. So how cool is that? It's great, right? So, and get this. Last week, if you were on Facebook Live, I showed you this, right? Elix doesn't even know this. The little skeleton who's doing his business, which I thought was crazy and I loved. And I came in and Mark told me and showed me there's a little note, and it says, from Scott Barnes to Paul Healy. Paul is the one that has the Pontificating with Paul every day here, Monday through Friday. If you don't listen to his show, you have to. His show is really great, 9 to 12. So it says to Paul Healy, then from Paul Healy to Stephen the Medium, don't forget to wipe. Paul is really funny. Look what I got. So I got a present. I didn't even know it. Right?
Why is that your present?
Look, it's to me.
Oh.
Yeah. He's so overwhelmed. I'll tell you. I can't. I'm so excited. I don't understand it.
How does this work out? It's my birthday. He gets the presents. This is what life with Steven looks like, people. So I just want to know, are you going to sing happy birthday to me? Because I'm still waiting for my birthday song.
Why can't I?
Because over the ear, you can't sing. I think there was like
No, it's generic now.
It's what?
It's generic.
What do you mean generic?
Happy birthday's generic. You don't have to pay right.
Oh, you don't anymore?
You used to.
I didn't
You
know
did?
that. I didn't know that
Yeah.
changed.
Because it was
Rights to
copyright.
who?
Copyright.
Yeah,
Or out.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Diana. We're going to be
Hey,
coming
hey,
to see you very
Eddie.
soon. Okay, we're going to get ready.
Linda,
to
how
start
are
the
you?
show. Thank you,
The
Heidi.
music should be.
My birthday
starting.
was Monday, but I'm celebrating the
You know,
whole month.
You know,
I hear my
Elix,
song, so I gotta
the
go.
birthday fairy may show up before the end of the show.
Uh-oh.
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 Technical issues. Steven just broke his headphone
Okay,
just
there we
before the
go.
show. I think we're all good.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Through the Static. This is Stephen, the medium, on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. It's rainy, it's cool. For the first time this season, I put the heat on.
Thank God.
Anybody who knows me really knows that I'm not being sarcastic. I love this weather. I mean, I like it when it's sunny, but I love the cool roar, the beginning of fall. It's the best feeling, right? You can smell the leaves. All of a sudden, like in a day of rain and coolness, the leaves have burst and the colors are here. So I also have a cutie next to me. Who are you again?
I am Coach Elix.
It almost looked like you were going to forget who you were.
No, I wouldn't forget who I am.
And
I'm still thinking about you and how you love cold and how I'm frigid in the house and you're like in heaven.
Well, I am.
That's right.
And we have our
producer.
Our triangle here, the three of us. Mark, the producer, who's
wearing
here
our Red
also.
Sox.
Yes, he's good.
You know they're done.
Yes.
I just wanted to remind you.
They were done a long time ago.
That's right.
So last week on Facebook Live, and I was showing people on Facebook Live this little skeleton that is going to the bathroom on the toilet.
On a toilet.
And
classy.
it's just, it's a Halloween thing, and I just thought it was really cute. So I got in today, and Mark had told me that it was Paul Healy's, and Paul does Pontificating with Paul Monday through Friday from 9 to 12. And I said this on Facebook Live, seriously, if you've never listened, you got to listen. Paul is, first of all, he's so funny, but what a great show he has for 3 hours. He really does. I really love when I'm not in court and I get to listen. I really enjoy it. But in any case, so there's a note connected to it that says from Scott Barnes to Paul Healy, then from Paul Healy to Stephen the Medium. Don't forget to
wipe.
So I got a present today. Thank you, Paul. I'm going to call tomorrow. I'll call his show to thank him. But so cute. And I'm sure, Paul doesn't know how crazy we are about Halloween, but probably, just knows that I was talking about it. I thought it was really cute. And how often do you see a skeleton go into the bathroom? Right?
We don't need to see anyone going to the bathroom. and like I said to our producer before we started and to our Facebook viewers, it's my birthday. Monday was my birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday, Elix.
Stephen gets the presents. That's what life with Stephen is all about.
I think you were taken care of in Maine.
I
Yes.
was. There's no question.
A beautiful dinner I took you out to Arborvine, which is an
Yes,
incredible
it was
restaurant. And
even though, what did I have? He could not get over.
I almost
my
changed.
dinner.
I almost changed tables. I was this close to changing tables.
What?
What did he have? He ate Daffy Duck. That's what he ate.
He was so upset that I
Yes.
ordered the duck.
Yes.
But I never get to have duck, and it was delicious.
Yeah. Well.
Why?
Well.
Exactly. That's
Because
a good
it's a
question.
little duck. I mean.
Why was he put on this earth?
To be eaten.
No, not to
Exactly.
not to be eaten. To have babies, to look cute, and
That duck came from a farm.
can I was going to say, can you shut? I was going to say, who can shut his mic off, but he does it.
He's the producer. We don't
There.
have a choice.
There.
Well, let me just tell you something, like a beautiful spirit story. Honestly, it's a great story. So every year we go to Puerto Rico. His family's from Puerto Rico, and for many years we would stay at the Hilton in Ponce, where Elix is from, so that his mom and dad didn't have us in the house, and it was like maybe 5-10 minutes away from the house.
Absolutely. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. And so every morning we would go down and have breakfast in this open area, which was beautiful because the weather's beautiful. And we would always pick the table that was next to this little pond that the hotel put together. And they did it so cute because they had these big fish in there, and they put a big net over it so nothing could get at the fish. And there was one duck that was always there every morning. And for many, many years, every time we would go, of course, I would get bread purposely, take toast to bring over to the duck, right? To feed him.
And he was also blind.
Well, we didn't know that. We knew
Yeah.
something was going on with his eyes. Then we asked the people at the hotel, and they told us that he was blind. So, and he would actually come right to me, and I would hand feed him, and I have pictures that I posted on Facebook over the years. So a couple of years ago, we went to the hotel, and it was the first morning, we go to breakfast. We don't go there anymore. After Elix's dad has crossed, we stay with his mom, which is terrific. But one of the last times we went, and as soon as we sat down, as Elix can attest to, I was waiting for, and I would call him Pato, which is duck in Spanish, and that's what I named him, Pato. And I didn't see him, and he's always there. So one of the guys going by that we knew everybody, I asked, Elix and I asked, where's Pato? And over the last time we came, he passed away. He crossed over. So needless to say, sitting at the table in tears, crying. I couldn't help it because I love that Pato.
And this is like ugly crying, people. There's no...
It wasn't that bad.
Oh, you were...
It wasn't that
no,
bad. Listen, you know what? Any medium will attest, and any medium will agree with me that if you're a medium, then you've got a lot of sensitivity. It just comes with the package.
That's true.
So, and especially for me when it comes to animals, you know how I am. You're the same way. In any case, so I was crying. It wasn't an ugly cry. It wasn't people staring at me. I was crying though. I couldn't help it. And I said, or Elix said to me, he'll show you that he's okay and how much he loved that you fed him every year. And later on that day, we looked up to the sky and there was a cloud that looked exactly like a duck.
Yeah.
I took a picture. It's on Facebook. Maybe I'll bring it back up so it's more current tonight. I'll put it back on. And of course, then what happened is that I started crying again, right? So the duck, Pato, was telling me he's okay and was thanking us, for always coming and, this.
And for those of you who know Stephen would know this, but when I get sick, Stephen would be like, oh, I hope you feel better. Take a Tylenol, go to sleep, whatever. Just that's how he would deal with me being sick. One of our dogs gets sick and he goes into hysterics. Seriously, like we have to go to the emergency room. There is no stopping.
Well, that is true.
Yes.
But that's not, the former is not true. I take good care of you.
Well, you do.
Do you want to just get the stove story out?
Oh my God!
I mean, we don't have too much time,
we do have to do a shout out, but I'll do the stove first. So, typical Stephen, we're in Maine, and one of the fuses, kind of blew, and so we're trying to figure out, how to get electricity back on. Fine, handle. Now, I'm not really paying attention to what he's doing. I just know that he found the fuse and electricity's back on. So we go for a run. Then these people who are coming to change the
propane.
The propane show up. They change it. I asked them if they need anything from us. No, blah blah blah. So we go in, and I'm about to start getting ready to make breakfast, and it's a propane gas stove, and nothing happens. And I'm like, oh my God, did something happen? And there's something wrong. So I call the maintenance guy to ask him. He happened to be around. He actually drove to the house just to make sure.
Because the stove wasn't working.
There was nothing wrong. And as soon as he gets in, he just looks at me. He's like, you do realize the stove is unplugged. And I hated myself right away because I'm like, I should have known better. Stephen unplugged the stove. He forgot to plug it back in, and he never said anything. And I just looked at Stephen.
Didn't say anything. I didn't even know it was the stove. I was just trying to get outlets to see what was working, what wasn't. I had no idea that was the stove. Plus, where I come from, we're very safe. And before we leave the house, we unplug the stoves just to make sure there's no fires.
Oh my God! So, anyways, that's the Stephen story. But can we do a shout out to Bill and Melissa Whalen? They're listening.
Where are they? Florida or
Florida? They're in Florida. So.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Missy. It is so great that you're listening. Whoever is listening,
and they better be listening. I'm testing. Absolutely. I'm testing you, Bill.
And I'm looking. We had such a great dinner with them, so I'm hoping that we get to see them
very soon.
And such great people. Amazing people. So and by the way, Missy is way talented.
That's right.
She was showing us what she does. So hopefully at some point I can get to that.
Bill so.
Yeah. What?
Talented.
Oh. Yeah. All right, Bill, you deal with the Elix. I'm sure you deal with them all the time.
Bye.
All right. 508-222-1320, and when we come back, I'll take calls. So we'll be right back.
If you're a good boy.
If I'm a good boy, hi everyone.
The birthday fairy may show up with something for you.
There's another birthday fairy? I thought that was the fairy.
Yeah.
birthday. That's not my birthday.
Hi, Joanne. Who else? Mary, Jessica.
Professor Gary.
Mine's next month.
Hey, Jess, how are you? And hey, Christine, how are you? And Joanne and Mary, how are you? Mary, Elix has a radio show in New Hampshire where we went for oh boy, the show that we did. What was it? Norman Friends. Mary has a show on.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, hi Mary, how are you? So, I hope you guys didn't hear the stove story in Maine. Hey David. David, you're late. Hey Sherry. So, I mean, I think I was sort of like Smokey the Bear, and right, I'm unplugging the stove to make sure nothing happened. I just kind of forgot to plug it back in.
It's
So.
up to you. So what are you gonna do?
That's such a Steven story.
That's
You
what I
sound
just
like
got.
my grandmother.
Why?
Because, like, if there was a thunderstorm, we had to run and unplug
See?
everything.
I'm like grandma.
And she made us get dressed.
Because that's what caregivers do.
He did
I
not.
swear to God.
Don't ever give up.
You never mentioned
your
the
time.
name until
Show the
today.
world.
Oh my God, this is so
And yourself.
spirit and so freaky. I just happened to see Mary, who I've never met. I just know that she's got a show on, a TV show, a channel in New Hampshire that's been a long time. And I talked about how I know of her is because we went on Norman and Friends, and Elix just shows me a text from him, like
Does your back hurt after a
just
long
now,
sleep?
about
Has your
well, an
back
hour
seen
ago,
better days?
if we were interested in coming back on the show. How wild is that? Spirit, right?
Located on Main Street and proud
So
sponsor
crazy.
Yeah, they put that in your head. And
offers a wide array of
Kooky. It's just kooky.
bedroom furniture and
No one answered me either about the E missing in schooling. I don't. They're not ignoring me. Why is the grades like A, B, C, D, and then like flunking is F? Why did they skip E? I don't understand. Shouldn't E be the flunk?
No, because E would be for excellent.
F for fail.
But that's
Failure.
Oh, you can't do that on the radio.
We're not on.
Well, Facebook. But A, B, C, and D, they don't represent, like, D doesn't represent doofus. Like, you know.
Sure
or-
it does.
or-
Yes, it
no.
does.
Well, if B doesn't represent
Brainy.
Best.
Be's brain.
like, get out of here. Never ever. That doesn't fly with this attorney. Welcome back to Through the Static. And just administratively, really quick, I just put on my website, I am going to be in the Everett Saugus Elks November 8th, which is a Friday night, 7 to 9 on the North Shore. You gotta come. It's a beautiful ballroom, and I'm going to be doing something that I've never done in a group reading ever. Not ever. This is going to be the premiere, and I got to tell you, it's definitely takes into consideration the audience. So
In this time, for the first time, we're actually doing regular admission, and
And meet
we're
and
doing
greet.
meet and greet. So
Right,
you'll
which
get
is-
an opportunity to meet Stephen, take a picture with him,
which
and
is
so
great,
on.
which is really nice. But so just keep that. Everything's on my website, stephenthemedium.com. You can go and purchase tickets. But I will tell you, I put it up today, or Chris, who does my website, who is amazing. And there's already tickets being sold, so it's crazy. It's good, and I've never been to the North Shore, so I'm going to take calls, but just for just conversation tonight, tomorrow, the weekend. Can somebody just explain to me, as
Oh
I
my
asked Elix
God,
and
here
Mark,
we go.
what happened to the E in school? Well, why is there grades A, B, C, and D, and then F is failing? What happened? Why is E? I think E is being discriminated against. So I'm just throwing that out, and I think it's a great conversation, right? Or am I just nuts? All right, maybe I am just nuts. Let me go to the first phone call. Hello, this is Steven. Hello. Hi, who's this? Hello? Rosetta, how are you?
Is this the Rosetta we know?
Is this, yeah, I was just going to say, this is, Oh, this.
What? That's so exciting. Rosie.
Rosie's in the house. I can't believe I'm talking to Rosie. This is so amazing. So for others listening, Rosetta and I met in Boston when I had my first job in First Data back in the early 90s when Elix and I met, and then we all kind of transitioned over to Westboro. And Rosie, I gotta tell you, as you know, you were absolutely one of my favorite people to work with. You just were. You were. I love it. We had a great time, didn't we? We had a really, really great time. And I know, how long have you been? You're in Georgia, right? Or Florida? Wow. And so when did you move? How long has it been? Wow, it's been a long time. Well, it's been a long time since we've seen each other, and of course, I can't think of you without thinking of Val. I just can't. I mean, it's just, you two were the crazy fun people, right?
That's right.
Yeah, and I'll never, I'm going to do a reading. I hope that's what you called for, because you're getting it anyway. But I will tell you, I always remember the four of us going to, I think it was Fresh Catch, you, me, and Val in Elix. I don't know if you remember that, but the four of us went. Did you remember that, Elix?
Of course.
Yeah, that was a fun time. It was a really fun time. So, okay. I'm so glad that you are part of it. So it's a great thing. Okay, so Rosie, let me see who's. All right, so Rosetta, Dad is crossed. Your father. Well, you're a father figure, and I wasn't sure if it was father. But wait a minute, do you also have a father-in-law who's crossed?
No, my father-in-law hasn't, but he's like almost 100.
Wow. Well, it doesn't mean that it's referencing your father-in-law at all in reference to health. But it was just interesting when your dad stepped forward. He kind of made me feel that there was another father figure stepping forward. So maybe it's a grandfather too. It could be a grandfather who's letting you know that he's here. But Dad just. Your dad steps forward. Your father, Rosetta, just told me, where's the anniversary or birthday come up really close? There's something very, very close. Like, usually when they give me this sign or this symbol of a bouquet of flowers, usually it's 2 weeks back, 2 weeks forward, really close. Birthday, it could be anniversary of death or a wedding anniversary or birthday. But your dad says...
We just had an anniversary of my sister's death.
Oh, when was that? Oh, so that's what it is. That's the 2 weeks back. It's just a way, Rosetta, to let you know that your sister is stepping forward. Your sister just also gave me 16. So keep that number with you, 16. I don't know if it's the 16th, like the 16th of a month, or sometimes it's a split number. It's January 6th or June 1st. So there's got to be a reason why your sister's giving that. To me, Rosetta, your sister tells me that it was an illness that took her, because she makes me feel like it's all in the front of her, and that's sort of it makes me feel like, I don't know if it's fluids or having issues breathing, but it's something that she said to me, that as much as she didn't want to leave everybody, she was so ready to leave because of what she was dealing with. So, I mean, do you remember something with fluids? Oh, there it is. So Rosetta, just know that your sister is so. I just played with your sister and said, because she's so loving. I said, more loving than your sister Rosetta, and she's like, more loving. I love your. Yeah. Oh, she's got a great sense of humor. Your sister, a real great sense of humor. She tells me though that there's a picture of the girls. I don't know what this is. There's a picture she references of, and it feels like it's the girls. I don't know if it's the sisters. I don't know what this is, but just make sure you. And is it? Oh, so she just wants to give that as a validation. Rosetta, also, who's the junior? Some.
You know, my son was a junior, but I have a sister. We call him Junior. He is a junior.
Wait a minute.
My son is a junior.
So your son's a junior, and you have a sibling that you call junior?
No, my sister's son. We call him Junior.
Oh, wow. How cool is that your sister's giving a validation to not only your son, but her other nephew, your sister's son, that you call Junior. I just heard your sister just said, say Junior. So it's pretty wild. Where does the Jeep or the convertible come in? Who's got the roof that moves? It's either now or in the past. Your sister just made me look out the window and a Jeep went by, and she made me look at the roof. I don't know if it's an actual Jeep she's referencing, or if it's something that there's a roof that comes off of a car, or there's a reason why she's got to be bringing that up. Maybe growing up, Rosetta, or maybe up here there was a connection with a Jeep or a convertible, but just make sure you keep that with you, because if your sister's bringing it up, there's a reason for it. And there's also something with it. It's almost, Rosetta, nobody was like in an accident, or your sister talks about the either the roof wouldn't go back on right, or the roof wasn't on when something happened with the car or the Jeep. There's something with the roof. I don't know what this is, but just make sure you keep it. And Bob or Bill, who's the B? Barbara, Bill, who's the B connected to you?
Yes, the sister you're talking about, her name is Bob.
Oh, wow. So know that somehow, so Barbara's the one that has the son Junior?
No, Bonnie is the one that has.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord. So Barbara's the one that crossed.
Yes.
Wow. How cool is it that she just gave me her name, Barbara? How wild is that, Rosetta? To prove to you that she's actually here. But I got to tell you, there's something. Just make sure you keep it with you. It feels like there's something with the roof. I don't know what it is, but make sure you keep it with you. Your sister also just told me that every single night she's with you. She's with everybody, but every night, because when Spirit shows me touching of an arm, it just means that at nighttime, to sort of like calm you down and to let you know that she's here with you. It's just a way to let you know how much she loves you. And Rosetta, I'll tell you, she just said to me, tell Rosie, tell my sisters, tell my family that I'm having a ball up here. She said, I've got as many crazies up here as the crazies are in the physical world with your family. I love it. I love it. But how wild for Barbara to give these beautiful validations and to tell you she's fine and she's happy and she's safe and she's with you all the time, Rosie. And you know, the thing is, we know each other, but I did not know you have a sister who's crossed, nor did I even know her name. So it's just Barbara letting you know it's her. It's her. So how wild is that? So I'm up for a break, and so lots of love, Rosie. Thank you so much for calling.
Rosie, bye-bye.
Bye, Rosie. Lots of love. And we'll be right back.
How cool is that?
I have an answer to your question.
You do?
Which one?
Oh, great.
The alphabet. Yeah, what?
At one time until roughly the mid-20th century, the most popular grading system in the U.S. used 4 letters. E for excellent, S for satisfactory, N for needs improvement, and U for unsatisfactory.
Hi
So they
everyone.
couldn't
So
use
if the lines are
E
busy,
as a
keep calling
failing grade
because as
because
soon
it
as
was
somebody
always
hangs up, there will be a new
associated with
line open.
Oh.
So when they went to
508
A, B, C,
222
D, F,
Series will highlight
they dropped
1320.
The E. Mark, thank you. Now I get it. Now I understand. I knew there had
That's
to be a
from
reason.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, I knew there had to be a reason for it.
Yeah, I kind of guessed,
Very
but I
good.
wasn't.
And that makes sense though, because I think I remember like when I was a kid in grammar school, even though we had A, B, C, D's, I think it was how you behavior
Right.
had an E, excellent, or I think they used
We
that.
had S and U,
Yeah,
satisfactory, unsatisfactory,
Yeah.
for a like, please
that's
with
the reason.
other.
I didn't hear.
well, and just by the way, I had A's, straight A's all the time, and then when you looked at how I behaved, they were always unsatisfactory, always.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So because the grading system in the, what did you say, the 1800s?
Up until the mid 20th century.
Oh, 20th century. So the 1900s, they would actually use the E for excellence.
Oh.
So that's why when they switched, they couldn't use the same E. See, I knew Mark is amazing with his ability to use Wikipedia and find out the answer of why it goes A, B, C, D, and then F with no E. So it makes sense, right? So,
Well-
hey, Sherry.
If you go to Logan Airport, it's terminal A, B, C,
E.
D. There's no
Hey,
E.
Michelle.
Yes, there is.
I'll be
Oh, I guess
speaking
there
to
is
you.
an E.
Yeah.
And
There's
Sherry,
A,
how
B,
are
C,
you?
There's no D.
Minx, how are you? Also,
There's a D.
I know you are
A, B,
late.
C, E.
Kathy Foster,
No
how
D.
are you?
I don't
Also,
know why.
and Sherry, busy. It must not be meant for me. Sherry, keep trying though. Brenda Davis Barnes. Brenda, how are you? And Lisa, how are you? Also,
We're coming back, kid.
I have to look for a job. Have fun, everyone. I was hoping
How long?
I get insight to
How
my
many calls?
job search.
Steven,
Yeah.
go.
And welcome back to Through the Static. I just got to tell you, Rosie calling was I had just all goose pimples. I haven't seen her in so long, and it was such great memories in that job. And to be able to bring through her sister, who I didn't even know she had lost a sister, is pretty terrific. So Rosie, hugs and kisses to you for the rest of the day. So let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Steven. Who's this? Hey, Abby, how are you? It's good
Hi,
to
Abby.
have you through. So, Abby, let me check in with what's going on. What does this mean, Abby? So, I have a couple of things here. So, I have a grandmother and a grandfather who stepped forward first. So, you was that your grandmother? I don't think so. If it was, I would have fallen off the chair. So, Abby, you've got one grandmother who's crossed? Okay. Well, there's a grandmother who stepped forward, but there's a grandfather who stepped forward with her. I don't know if they're the match set or they're two separate sides, but just know that there's a grandmother and a grandfather. And, there's... I see playing cards. So let me ask you something, Abby, because usually when I see playing cards, it's someone in spirit that wants to reference, either people that are crossed now that were big playing card people or someone here. But in your particular case, it doesn't seem like that's what they're telling me. So I keep getting cards being thrown. Are you doing something? Like, are you changing something or thinking about changing something? Why do I keep getting like risks around you? I don't understand what this is. Or is there like a husband or a significant other that's doing it? I just get like, let's throw the cards out, let's take the risk and go from there. Does that make any sense? But is there something changing with you? In other words, what the cards are representing, which is a very different symbol than I usually get, is almost like in someone's head, like thinking about doing something that they would normally sort of be like afraid of, like moving or just like doing something different than they usually stay in their box. So I don't know if that makes sense with you.
I've been thinking about changing. Yeah.
So no, it's just a way that your loved ones, in this case, your grandmother. There's an old name too, like Ethel. There's an old name here, connected, and it feels. I don't know if that's someone's like middle name that's passed down or someone in spirit, but there's an old, like it feels like an old woman's name. I don't know if it is the E, like egg, like Edgar or Ethel, or there's something old. Oh my God, who's Ethel?
Ethel would be my stepmother's grandmother. She used to make me wear wigs and put makeup on me and terrorize me.
I love Ethel. Not for her doing that to you, but oh my God, well, that's what I was just about to say. I mean it in the sense that I love her as she comes through, because she's out there. She's definitely out there, and. God, I love Ethel. Wow, so that's so amazing that Ethel wanted to come through. Are you on fire? Is your house on fire? What's going on? Maybe that's the risks. I don't know. You're taking risks. You're setting fire alarms off. I'm not really sure. Abby, where's David come in? Don, David. It feels like it's a guy connection to you. So did you date Donnie or Dan or David, or is there someone around you? Why does Ethel keep bringing up? Sometimes Derek. Who's Derek?
He was a man friend that really nothing ever happened with. It's never been any years.
But was that a long time ago? Or was that recent?
A couple months ago.
Oh, so this was recent then. That's in. He really likes who? Well, it's so interesting that happened, because I just keep getting. I just asked you. This isn't your brother. This is all about your grandmother today. She and Ethel, by the way. But they keep telling me that Derek is not done. I don't know. And that could be on a friend basis. Abby, I'm not really sure. All I can tell you is that they wanted to specifically go back to him, and he's still got feelings, Abby.
See, it's been a struggle for me the last couple months to try to let go. I still feel a pull, and
That's what I'm feeling.
they'll think it was reciprocated. They keep telling me yes, it is.
Well, listen. If spirit's telling me to tell you, then they're only going to give information that is going to put you in a better place, and sometimes, Abby, even in a better place to possibly help to make decisions. They don't tell us what to do, but they'll give us stuff. But for them to it wasn't actually spirit. I tuned in psychically with you, and I could feel like energy coming from him to you, and I knew that just meant that there was this was more than just a friendship on his end still. So it's a way, and I know maybe that doesn't sound the best if you're saying you're wanting to let go, but I'm just giving you. There's a reason why spirit's giving that to you, or why I'm tuning into it. So it's maybe just a. Yeah, and it's probably just a way to sort of help. Where does the badge come in? Like police or fire?
And my grandfather was on the sheriff's department.
Wow. Wow. So know that, as I mentioned, grandfather stepping forward. He just wants to make sure you know that it's him stepping forward. So but are both grandfathers crossed? Yeah, I mean, I have two, but how cool is it to let you know it's all letting you know that they're watching. You know what? One of the things that both of them, including, I don't know what Ethel's doing. She's walking around this office, seriously, this station, and I'm like, what are you doing? She's got such a beautiful presence. She actually just said to me, that what she loves about you is that you, whether you know it or whether you admit it, is that you've got a piece of her personality-wise, because there's a craziness in Abby. There's a fun crazy in Abby. So make sure you just take that as a beautiful validation, and that everyone is watching to make sure that you know you're taken care of.
Thanks.
And Abby, one last thing. Ethel just said to me, whether you know this or not, you're in the best place you've ever been right now. You may think that doesn't feel like it, but I'm telling you, you are. Spirit knows, and make sure you kind of reiterate that to yourself every day, because it's true and things are happening good. So, all right?
I was going to say, spiritually, I am where I think.
Perfect. And it's a step above that, Abby, because if everyone's saying, make sure you remind my granddaughter, my niece, whomever, that she's in the best place, there's a reason for it. No, thank you, Abby. And listen, you have a great night. Lots of love.
And we got to love Ethel.
I love her. I just said to her, you can come with us after we leave here. So, but I think she's going. She's heading right to you. So, she's not staying with us. Lots of love, Abby. Alrighty, bye-bye. Okay, we'll be right back.
Yeah, close enough.
That gives me more time, which is good.
Yeah, about a minute.
So, Magdalena, how are you too? I don't know. Okay, Lisa, you're probably next. So maybe Lisa's on the line. Oh, waiting on line, Lisa. This is good. So you are next, I guess.
In North Attleboro with another 3-part series on American history.
She's waiting online.
She's
the only
next.
one, so
Islander will present
she would be
Not
next.
anymore.
coming up.
Not anymore.
This series
Wait a
will
minute.
highlight
It doesn't
May not
take.
get to 2 calls.
I am going to do my best.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I have enough
think you
time.
will.
Yeah, I have enough time, and
PM. Reservations are
it doesn't take
required.
too long to have these phones
To
full.
reserve your spot, you can email
Thank you so much.
librarian@mhomes@mhomes.org.
I don't know. Thank you so much. Oh, Abby, thank you for letting me do that. So it's a good thing. So I hope you guys are enjoying today, and we have our answer to the letter E, and why E isn't an F is because, again, if you're just tuning in, Mark, the producer, figured it out since like the mid 20th century. They used to use E for a different system, like grading system, that was, I guess, more current. And then when they switched to the ABC, they couldn't use E because E represented excellence. So that's why we have F. And now I feel better that the E is not discriminated against,
F
right?
represents failing.
Right.
Fail.
Or a fool. That's what it is. F represents fool. You better study
What
some
does
more.
A represent?
No,
Acceptable?
no, that would be like a C. A has to be
No,
that's E. A, right? What's an A?
For over 47 years, Amigo Inc. has been offering services
Adorable?
Yeah, but you could have an ugly kid who does really well in school.
Located at
True.
33 Perry
Right?
Avenue in Attleboro,
Yeah.
Amigo has been committed to building
I'm all.
Oh, snot maker.
Oh, wow. Mark is just letting it loose today.
Jim, Paul calls them crumb crushers. I
Calls them what?
crumb crushers. I call them snot makers, but that's me. All right.
Welcome back to Through the Static. Are we not having a great time?
Yes.
Yes. All right, let me go to the next caller. Hello, who's this? Hey, Lisa Pickard, how are you? So this is terrific because, on break, I get to look at Facebook Live and I saw someone say, Lisa's next. So this is perfect. So Lisa, let me tune in and see what's going on. What is this, Lisa? At first I thought, well, let me ask you something, Lisa. Do you connect to a teacher? Because I it's interesting. I saw the alphabet, which is always my symbol for ask about so who's the teacher? But how's Joanne connected to you? Okay. There's got to be a reason why they're bringing me to someone in spirit's bringing me to Joanne. Is she very close to you? Yeah. I should have said she is very close to you because Spirit's showing me like the two of you standing shoulder to shoulder, so which is my also symbol that they're very, very close. So let me ask also then, is someone like a Patriots fan? I mean, I know we're in New England, right, and there's a lot of Patriots fan, but I was trying to figure out why they keep showing me numeral letters, and then they connected it to the Patriots. Is this still with Joanne or is this with you? Oh my God! So we're just going. This is the Joanne show, I guess. So okay. So there's you. I've got your loved ones stepping forward, but I also have Joanne's loved ones stepping forward. So it's between the two of you, Lisa. Did someone lose someone recently? When I say recently, I mean recent to me because Spirit doesn't have an essence of time. So recently to me is like a year, up to a year, up to 15 months, but usually no more than that.
She lost her father.
Was that within the year?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's got to be Dad stepping forward to let her know that he's here. I don't know where this comes in. But there's something with the ring. Something ring-wise. I don't know if this is with Joanne or if this is with you. Because Joanne's dad's talking, it doesn't mean that he's not referencing something to you. But something changed with the ring. I don't know if someone had to cut a ring off or someone changed like size-wise or the format of a ring. So that's not with you, Lisa? But do you know, have you heard anything with Joanne?
No.
So make sure you ask Joanne about that because there's something, because her father keeps showing me a ring and just keeps talking about the, and he also keeps saying he's sorry he left things the way he did. I don't know what that means. So that doesn't necessarily mean it's relationship wise. It may, It makes me feel like it's finances or something. So just keep it with you. I know it's kind of weird, Lisa, that you're calling. This is all about Joanne, but there's got to be a reason why they know Lisa needs to hear from him, if that makes sense. And just so you still chat with her, right? So because Lisa's father's screaming at me to tell you to make sure you tell Joanne. Okay, perfect. Where does the foot problem come in?
I have problems.
So now we're just switching to someone on your side who's stepping forward. I guess they did what they needed to do with Joanne. There's also a baby carriage that's coming. So someone can connect like a baby? Okay, so just keep it with you, Lisa. When I see a baby carriage, it means either someone just had a baby or someone's pregnant. Because I can see a baby carriage being rolled down the street, unless there's a memory of when you were younger with the baby carriage, something with the carriage. That it could be that too. So just make sure you keep it with you, because there's a reason why they're giving that to me. Lisa, also, there's also who just moved or is thinking of moving.
Me and my husband
Did you just move, or are you moving, or thinking of moving?
are thinking of moving down to Florida.
Oh, so it's just make sure you know that your loved ones are watching. The baby carriage is not. I was just clarified. Is not a current baby. It's a memory from years ago, and it's some kind of carriage. It almost makes me feel like either a carriage or a wagon, but someone's pulling something. Maybe your husband had a wagon, or there was a connection with a carriage or a wagon back then. But just make sure you keep it with you. And
My mom used to take my son carriage to go get ice cream.
I mean, that could be it. I mean, it's and your mom is crossed.
She has.
That's kind of a vague thing, because I mean that's what you transport kids in. So usually it's more specific when they give me something like that. It's there's a story attached to the carriage or something more than that. There was something I was just gonna say to you, Lisa. It was with me and then it left me. We talked about the move, and. Oh, I don't remember. So I maybe it will come back to me before I end this call with you. Do you, have you guys looked into places? Why do I keep getting pulled to Juniper?
Nope, haven't looked there.
Okay, well then maybe you should just take a look at I just heard Juniper, and this definitely has to be Mom. Even though I will tell you something, Lisa, there's a connection with the ring with Joanne, but your mother just told me there's a connection with the ring with you or your husband. Your mother's screaming at me to tell you someone changed either when I get a change of something, a ring is lost, or there's a change with the ring, but there's something with a piece of jewelry that was changed or lost that your mother's giving me as a validation. So make sure you keep it with you. And also February 2. Birthday, anniversary.
My mom's birthday.
Okay, it's just making sure you know it's Mama who's letting you know that she's here and stepping forward. So, but she's screaming at me to scream to you about the ring. I think it's a ring. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be another piece of jewelry, but something happened with or your husband. So make sure you ask, who's Pete or Patty? Or Pete? Who's the P connection here to you? Either living or crossed.
I don't know.
So not on your husband's side. There's not a Peter or Patty or a P connection
Brother-in-law, nephew.
on your husband's side. Is it Peter?
Yep.
Oh, it's just a way to let me know what side I'm on, and if Peter's on your husband's side, also ask him about the ring. So, and the last thing I'm going to tell you is that I just heard your mother say that you know down in your soul about the move, what you want to do. So don't be hesitant. Make sure you just stick with what that is. Okay. All right. Listen, Lisa. Thank you so much for calling. All right. Lots of love. Bye-bye. Hi. Who's this? Hi, Maureen. How are you? I'm good. Maureen, the first thing I get is John, Jack, Jim, Jane, Joan. Who's the G or J name connected to you? You do. So it could be a middle name too, Maureen, like Mary Jo or I don't know, like Michael John. There's a G. Oh, I knew it. He's crossed. Oh, Maureen. So know it's the first person that wants to come through to let you know that he's here with you and just how much he loves you. I love the fact that I love your son's smile. The smile that he's giving me, and I'll tell you, I love the fact that he wanted to be fancy with his middle name, with the G or J name. Maureen, I've never lost a child, so I can't even imagine what that's like. but your son just says that he's not telling me how long ago this was, even though he's making me feel it's been a little bit of time. Yeah, so because I just either more recent, like a year or so or longer, and he just said to me, in 5 years, Stephen, every fiber of my mother, every second is me, every second, and I get that because it's your son. Where does the alcohol come in, Maureen?
My son goes and uses alcohol.
And this is the one who's crossed? So, he just wants to. This is not about something negative at all, because I got to tell you, even though he keeps telling me, and you feel him all the time, even though you'll say to me, why don't I feel him, correct? No, I get it. But he's talking, he's so clear talking to me, it's crazy. And he said that, Ma, it's because the grieving walls are so up because you loved me so much. Your son just said to me, I don't think a mom has ever loved a son as much as that my mom loves me. And that's why you can't feel him. And you keep saying, why do other people get signs? Or why don't I get the feelings, the signs from my boy? And it's because these walls are so strong because the grief is so much. You know what your son just said to me? He said, the walls will come down. The signs are still there. You just got to look for them. But your son just said to me, tell my mom, the reason why those walls and that grief is so strong is a reflection of how much my mom loved. And you can't have those walls that thick unless you had this undeniable connection with somebody like you had with your son. And I know you want to get those signs, but it's just a way that your boy is just saying, Ma, you got those thick walls because of our connection, and I'm never, ever, ever leaving you. Your son just keeps also saying, Ma, I'm sorry for what I left you with, and the grief. And he says, my mom also she feels guilty. She's holding on to that she should have done more, and I could not have had a better mom. So Maureen, please know that your son, number one, is in such a great place. He's so happy, and he just wants to let you know that thank you for being. I got to control this because I'm feeling the emotions and from your son. Thank you for being the best mom anyone could ever have. And the reason why I was here for the length of time is because of you, and also the reason why I had unconditional love and the quality of time that I had outweighed the quantity of time, because some people go through their whole lives and never get to that love, and what you gave him, Maureen, it's the most beautiful thing. I know. I can feel the emotions. I have to stop myself to not cry. But Maureen, it's incredible the love that this boy has for you, and he's with you every second. And please don't hold on to anything. Just remember the good, and remember that he's right with you 24/7. He walks with you, Maureen, and you will get more signs, okay? You will. I will send you so much love and so much white light, and just please remember your son is with you. The show's ending, and but your son would not let this show end without you getting through and letting this happen, Maureen. So so much love to you, and just remember what an incredible mom you are, okay? You are welcome, and we'll be back. Maureen, thank you. We'll be back next week. Stephen the Medium.
Coach Elix.
Mark is in the house, and thank you for letting me do what I love. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Bye, everyone.
Wow. Tough one to end on.
That was really tough. That was very tough. So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everyone.
Oh, bye.